Chipotle is my life. Hello again, my friend! If you've been around for a while in the bullet journaling community, you would have seen these around a lot. They are the Zebra Mildliner highlighters, and recently Zebra also released these Mildliner brush pens. Alright, so far they only come in 15 colors, kind of a bummer if you ask me. It might seem like a lot, but if you're a true stationery geek, you know that it is not a lot at all. As you can see here, I only have 2 of these colors. They are the cool and refined colors and the warm tones. I got them for £8.99 each on Amazon. That is roughly $11 for those of you in the colonies. I did not buy the 3rd pack, which are the neon colors. I am just not a fan of them, and I'm not gonna buy products that I'm not gonna use. That makes sense, right? Either way, this is what they look like in a beautiful array. I even made a nice cinematic shot for you, so I really do hope you appreciate it. And now let's move on to the swatching. So first I'm swatching the warm tones. Here you can see me letter the word minimum because it is a very aesthetically pleasing word and it just makes me happy lettering it, so just let me do it, okay? Do you have a favorite word to letter? Why don't you let me know down in the comments? Next to each word, I'm also making a swatch of just a line and the thin tip if you're interested in what that looks like. So first of all, the Zebra brush pens are really nice to write with. And when I say really, I mean really nice to write with. If you use them with a smooth paper, oh my god, like it just slides and glides across it and the entire experience is really satisfying. The weight of the pen is really well distributed, so it's not too heavy, it's not too light, it's just perfect. The brush tip is really good quality. It bends, but not so much that you would have to turn it each stroke. I do have to turn it sometimes, as you can see here in the footage, but it is definitely nothing compared to like cheap pens that you would get from, I don't know, Amazon? Amazon sells good pens though. You know what I mean. So now I'm just swatching the cool tones, starting with the red here. It's exactly the same deal, exactly the same brush pen, just a different color really. I do love the Mildliners and their mild colors because that's pretty much the point of them, right? But at the same time, it would be really nice if Zebra made colors that were just not so mild. Zebra, if you're watching this, I don't know, sometimes you want something a bit more vibrant and I think that's really missing from these brush pens. I haven't tried out all that many brush pens in my lifetime, but I can definitely tell you that this is the one that I'm the most comfortable with. So naturally I'm gonna want as many pens from this manufacturer as I can, right? As for the fraying, I've had these pens for a couple of months now and they haven't started showing any signs of fraying just yet. I've actually had them for a longer period of time than the Tombow brush pen, and the Tombow is already frayed but the Zebra pens aren't. So that's something to think about. Now moving on to the comparison with the Tombow brush pen. So first of all, as you can see here, the Tombow brush pen is a lot longer compared to the Zebra Mildliner. It is such a long boy. And because it is so long, it is also much heavier. Well, I say much heavier. It's 3 grams heavier than the Zebra Mildliner, but I don't know. I definitely notice the difference when I'm writing with it. It definitely disrupts the experience when the pen is too heavy for me. So as you can see, the brush nips are pretty much exactly the same in terms of shape and size. Their flexibility is a bit different, but I will show that to you in a second. And here you can see the opposite side of them with the fine nips. In this case, they are a little bit different. The Zebra pen has more of a carrot-shaped head, nib, whatever, whereas the Tombow is pretty much straight all along. One important thing to mention about these pens is that unlike the Tombow brush pens, they are not blendable. They are in fact water resistant, so if you're looking to do some watercoloring, these pens are not for you. So like I already said, I find the Zebra Mildliner brush pen really easy and nice to write with. It makes my lettering look really nice and consistent. And if you see the comparison with the Tombow is really hard for me to work with. It's just just not a smooth experience at all because I feel like the pen keeps falling over and then I need to readjust it because it's too heavy and it's uncomfortable. As you can see, the downstrokes are a little bit thicker with the Tombow. I have noticed in general that when I'm writing with the Tombow, I am more prone to writing larger letters compared to the Zebra brush pens. So definitely, if you're wondering whether these Zebra brush pens will be good for a bullet journal, I would say yeah, because I feel like they're just the perfect size. The Tombows are a bit too big for me, but obviously it also depends on how big your bullet journal is. But anyway, now comes the comparison with the highlighter. Obviously, number one difference is the nib. One of them has a brush nib and the other one has a highlighter nib. But the difference comes on the other side. So the brush pens have a fine nib that is much thinner and much smaller. It doesn't really look smaller when you look at them, but you can definitely see the difference when you write with them because the highlighter nib is much thicker. If you were to ask me which one I prefer, it would definitely be the brush pen fine nib because I just like how thin it is. It's just perfect for my style of lettering. And the highlighter one, I like to use it for making drop shadows on boxes in my bullet journal. But other than that, I don't really write with it. I just don't like it. And also I feel like it's a bit inkier, so it leaves you with these darker patches in parts of your letters. And yeah, honestly, I'm just not a big fan of that. Here's a close-up so that you can see. You can notice that the brush stroke is a bit darker in color. I'm not sure if I did it slower and that was the only reason, but you can definitely notice that the highlighter is a bit lighter. And that concludes the review. If you enjoyed it, feel free to hit the thumbs up button, and if you didn't, feel free to hit the thumbs down button twice. If you'd like to see me do a bullet journal spread using these pens, why don't you check out this video up here? Next time I'm gonna tell you all about how to dress up your computer like a study grammar, so make sure you tune in, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you're a boomer and don't know how to do that, and I'll see ya!